Hey everybody, Mr. Horsington here, and today I woke up at the casino and decided I should have a look at the calendar, and it turns out it was Thursday, which is bye day. So I hopped into the helicopter and went over to the office. It was pretty nice out, just a few clouds. I wasn't sure what to expect.
What's cooking? Let me know.
So I went in, sat down, and started to look at the charts. And this chart shows all the different ways that you can make money, and this week we ended up being in the freelance area, which basically means that contact jobs or the menu jobs like the races are 2 times rewards. That's nice for new players because you won't need a multi-million-dollar establishment to make money this week. Now, aside from that, you can become a homeowner or add to your existing collection. Now, if you're a new player, when you're a homeowner, that's going to give you access to being able to host a heist, or it will allow you to store a car like the Bati 801 or something fast, and you can use those on the weekly races. Now, aside from that, there's not that much, but we'll take a look at the housing discounts this week. And they're all 40% off. It's about 500,000 on Eclipse Towers, and progressively less as they get cheaper, but then it's cheaper. For the most part, they're all discounted, but there are a couple that are not discounted for whatever reason. I'm not totally sure why that is, but if you wanted to get in an apartment that you can host a heist at, these ones over here are $120,000 and you can start doing heists. So you'll definitely make your money back on that. And there's also the Alta Street ones, which are pretty cheap, just maybe $10,000 more, and they'll do the heists as well. Now, these discounts are a little bit rare. If you look at the frequency here, the green is when they last hit, and there were several months in between those. There's only been about maybe 2 months since the last one hit, but they're really not all that common. So if you think that you're going to want a new property, then now is the time to do it. The CEO garage discounts are also available again this week. It looks like not all of the renovations. For example, you can see that I can add another garage floor here and it's discounted, but I can't add the custom shop. Now, so you can see the green on the bottom, it hit 2 weeks in a row. Before that, it's been about 2 months or so, and there's like a few random occurrences of this happening throughout this year. We can scroll up here a little bit. Seems like maybe it's pretty consistent with about a month and a half or two. So if you don't do it now, you might be waiting that time or paying a little bit more than you should to get it. So that's something to be thinking about this week. Do you want any new properties, or are you going to need any new properties over the next 2 months? Also, if you're a new player, the garages are super cheap as well. You can pick one up for $15,000, which will only take you a couple minutes to get. They're all very cheap this week as well. Now, I mentioned making money this week was kind of on the freelance side, and so one of the ways you can do it is going and doing a transform race. This is how you find them through the menu here. And basically, what you'll be able to do is select one of the ones and you can play it, and they pay pretty reasonably. Basically, what you're going to be doing is driving around a stunt track, and once you hit these kind of checkpoints, you'll transform into whatever vehicle is on it. This case is a plane, and then you fly the plane or whatever until you change back into the same vehicle or a different one, and this keeps going on throughout the whole race. Eventually, in it seems like maybe about 7 minutes or so, the race will end and you'll get paid. Now, in a full lobby, you can make quite a bit of money, and this race only had one other person, but I was still able to make almost 27,000. If racing isn't for you, then contact missions are also 2 times the money. You access this through the start menu and go into online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created, and it is in the mission area. And you can see basically all are like 2 times money in rewards this week. This one's cool because you could launch it by yourself if you wanted, and you don't have to wait for other people. But I managed to get in a lobby with somebody though, and we had both clearly been through this before. You could hear him honk back. He was pretty friendly too. But basically what you're going to do on Simonomics is you're going to drive to the airport, and there's going to be a big airplane. So you can drive up into the back. It's easy if you're on a bike. If you're in a car, you kind of want to get really far to one side. Watch out for other people. But you just steal the car, and it doesn't really matter if you damage it. And somewhere along the way back there, you want to call Lester.
I take it this isn't a social call. Okay, so you're in serious trouble, and you need my help. Okay.
And then pretty much you just deliver the car. That's all there is to it. Now, we were a little bit quick, so I recommend going slow, or maybe just not doing it 1,000 times, because we only made about $10,000 each. So an alternative ending to what that could look like is you could make something more like 21,000 or 25,000. It just kind of depends. Jobs like this that you find in the menu are pretty common. They're pretty much every week, but ones like this week are pretty well paying for new players, so definitely take advantage of it. Another way you can make money is the races, and that's where the RC car race is, by the construction area, and then Mount Gordo is where the land race is. I'll start with the RC car this week. This one's kind of tricky. This is going to be a really sharp corner on this first corner here, and then it kind of goes back in and then back out, and there's going to be traffic right here, people traffic, and then kind of some tight squeezes. And when you go around this corner, this is a hairpin right here, and then kind of like an S corner through a little tight gap. Then you're going to go up these scaffolding kind of ramp things, and that first one's okay. This one has a bump right before it, so you have to get the braking done before you get up the ramp, and I didn't hit that perfectly, but it ends up working out. Make a few mistakes, but try to keep it clean. And this also has a bump right there, but you're going a little slower on that one. Here's a hairpin, and then kind of a S corner, and there's a little drop down into this scaffolding kind of stuff. Another hairpin. Basically, it's kind of easy to get lost or tangled up in here, so it might take a couple tries to do, but 101,000 if you can do it. Land race, though, that's going to be easy for whoever wants to do it. Basically, this is on the Bati 801, so really low cost entry level bike, and you just go down the railroad tracks, you go across the bridge, then hit this jump here, and you'll kind of like double jump. There's the first landing, here's the second jump, landing, and then up the hill, and you kind of try to want to find like this channel somewhere over here, and I didn't even really do a good job of that. That could have gone much better. So there's definitely some wiggle room on this one, but once you find that channel, you just stick with it and continue up the mountain. You'll see the finish line right up here. And that's it, 101,000. So again, for new players, the Bati 801, either one of these is a great bike to start with. They're going to help you win a lot of the races, and it only costs $15,000. And of course, also this week, the garages are $15,000, so $30,000 gives you the base setup that will help you make money on these races every week. Now moving on to the bad investments of the week, the things that we really want: the Pegassi Terreo for $499,000, the DeClass Mamba for $497,500, the Silvestra for $495,000, and the Sterling GT for 487,500. These are like the same cars we've been seeing for about a century now. The Z-Type for 475,000, the Infernus Classic for 457,500, the Swinger 454,500, Karen 190Z for 450,000, the Debauchee Rapid GT Classic at 442,500, Lampadati Viserys at 437,500. Now, none of those are the fastest cars in the game, but if you like them, that's cool. They're on sale, so get them. Here in Warstock, we have the JB700W for $1 million. And down here for the Twitch Prime deals, the FH1 Hunter for just $620,000, and the P45 Nakota for $399,000. That's marked down from $2 million. The Hunter's 2.1 usually, so good reason to link up your Twitch Prime account to your Rockstar Social. Now, over here in Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have the Maxwell Wagner for $1,162,000, typically up to $2.2 million if you don't have the trade price. And then this car from Dinka for $550,000 if you have the trade price. And this week's podium car is a Lampadati Tigon. It typically costs $2.3 million, so if you can win it, that's definitely going to be good for you. Now, I wanted to wrap up this week by going over some of the data. Each green is a sale or discount, and all the red is the weeks that go by between the discounts. And there's some good gaps here on this. This is the arena stuff, and it looks like the spacing is about right, so I think we'll be getting some discounts on arena stuff soon. It looks like there might be some 2 times money on VIP again, which is pretty good. Look at this red gap at the bottom here. Just massive amounts of weeks since the last 2 times money on that. And then the MC businesses look like they might be a little bit overdue also, whether it's double money or somewhat discounted on the clubhouse or the businesses themselves. That looks like we're getting due for that. And then finally, the nightclub. Now, if you're a Twitch Prime member, this has been on sale recently, but if not, it's been a little while. And the gaps between the sales look like they're fairly evenly spaced, sometimes a little bit more than 2 months or sometimes a little less. And we're definitely overdue right now. It looks like any moment now we should get sales on nightclub. So if you're thinking about getting one, maybe hold off. It can be hard to know what to buy and when to buy it. But just remember that there's always discounts around the corner. If you play your cards right, you might just be throwing your money over the side of a building soon too. The real trick in GTA is patience. Sometimes that means delaying gratification. But if you can learn to take advantage of the weekly deals and figure out what benefits you the most, it won't be long until you're rich too.